A very good day to you. This is, of course, Jamie on the chat trap right here on Relax Radio. Now, we at Relax Radio, we are spelled without the X in relax, okay? Because we are all about that positivity. We are about making you feel good. We are about making sure that you stay motivated all throughout the day and all throughout the week. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. Like I said, I am Jamie and I'll be here with you for for some time actually, keeping you updated on every single thing that is going on. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. But more importantly, everything that I talk about here at this show, it's to make sure that I give you an opinion, that I give you a certain perspective of whatever topic we're discussing. And for me as an individual, it's super important that I get to know your perspective and your opinion as well. So if you have something that you do want to share with me, if you have something that you want to let me know, if you want to share your opinion with me, I would absolutely love to hear from you. So go on ahead and let me know what you're thinking. If you want to be a part of the show, it's super simple. All you got to do is go on ahead and call me up. Our numbers are 078 52 473 473. It's super simple. It's that easy. So go on ahead and call me up, and I would love to hear from you, especially because we're talking about things that I completely understand if you have a different opinion. I completely understand if you don't necessarily think the same way, but I would absolutely love to hear from you what you are thinking, what your perspective is. So go on ahead, call me up, or simply just drop me a message on our social media, that is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Now, earlier on, we were talking about something very interesting. We were talking about milestones, right? We were talking about how society has essentially set certain milestones for us and how it's basically a tourney, right? We are told to get married by 30, have a child by 35, and be financially stable and fully successful by the age of about 35, 40. And I told you how those milestones are essentially just set by society, and those are just, what we're conditioned to believe in. And I told you the reason why most millennials at the end of the day don't necessarily meet these milestones or don't accomplish these goals is because times are very different now. And millennials, me being a millennial, my goals are very different to, or my life achievements are very different to what it was for my parents or my grandparents. And I guess the moral from the last talk segment is that I want you to live your life according to your rules. We've been talking about earlier on as well. I've been talking to you about how you need to break the rules, how you need to go on ahead and break the rules and norms of society, right? Because at the end of the day, it is your life. And my goal for you as a person is that one day when you have to finally leave this earth, when you have to say goodbye to life as you know it, when you pass on, I want you to be able to look back on life and say, oh my goodness, I lived a life that I am proud of. And if you continue to give into social norms of what is perfect, you're never going to be able to do that. Which is why I want you to live life on your terms, or break the rules, not the law. Break the rules, go on ahead and live your best life. Now, with that being said, before we move on to this topic of discussion, which essentially is about the Oscars that happened a few minutes ago, actually, a few hours ago. I have a lot of gossip to share with you about the Oscars, about the Academy Awards, because let me tell you something, there is history in the making with the film industry as a whole. So I have a lot of gossip to share with you. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. But before we get into that, I want to remind you to download our app, okay? It's available absolutely free of charge on iOS and Android. So right now, head on over to Play Store or App Store and make sure that you do download the Relax Radio app so that you can take us with you wherever that you go. And it's super simple on the app because you could just press a button and call me directly and let me know what you're thinking and share your opinions with me and have a little conversation, okay? Because let's be real, every one of us needs company. Sometimes everybody needs to be engaged in a conversation. And I promise you that I am going to give you that. So make make sure that you do download our app and go on ahead. Call me up. 07852473473 are the numbers. Or you could simply just drop a like, drop a comment on our social media. There's a lot of lives happening. So Facebook, YouTube, we go live very often. So make sure that you do go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment, and let me know what you are thinking. Now, before we move on, I also want you to have a little idea of what we do here at Relax Radio. So go on ahead, watch the snippet, and get a little idea of what we do here at Relax Radio. All right. So thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, this is, of course, the Chat Trap with me, Jamie, and we are about to trap you with the best of conversation. Now, today we've been talking about the Oscars because it is what happened very recently. And the Oscars this year have definitely made history, okay? Because, let me tell you, the 93rd Academy Awards have already made their mark because they had so many historic firsts. Okay. Um, I want you to keep listening so that you can get the gossip if you missed out on the show. That's okay because I'm going to keep you updated with what exactly went down with the 93rd Academy Awards or the Oscars that happened very, very recently. Now, let's get into women in directing, okay? There have been so many years where not a single woman has been nominated for the best director. We spoke about this a few days back, I think, and I gave you like a little summary of the need of diversity, especially in the entertainment industry, especially in the film and music industry. And it wasn't a surprise, I guess, because there have been so many years where not a single woman was nominated for best director. But here you go. The best news that I heard with regards to the entertainment industry. I was personally super proud as a woman, as a human being, to know that there are people that are being acknowledged for the kind of art that they are creating. Because guess what, you guys? This year, there are two female directors rather, that have been nominated for Best Director. So Chloe Zhao, we've been hearing this name quite a lot within the past few days because Chloe Zhao has won a Golden Globe for Best Directing in March because her movie Nomadland was absolutely amazing. We actually spoke about this as well. It is also nominated for a Best Picture at the Oscars. Now, the other woman that is being nominated for Best Director is Emerald Fennell. Okay, so Emerald is a contender for her film Promising a Young Woman. So that's all good news. It's so good to know that people are actually being acknowledged for the kind of work that they're producing, for the kind of art that they're creating, despite of their gender, despite of race, despite of color. And I'm so glad that people like this are being acknowledged, because that just gives other young women like me and the millions of young women that look up to these awards, it just gives us so much hope. And I feel like that is exactly why Oscars are definitely making history this year in 2021. Now, 70 women received a total of 76 nominations according to the Academy, and it is a record for a given year because this year has the most nominations for women. And also we have an all-black producing team. Okay, for the first time ever, one of the movies up for Best Picture has an all-black producing team. That just makes me proud as a human being. It's so good to know that people are actually being acknowledged despite of race. They're just being acknowledged for the fact that they created something amazing and something that people resonated with, and the Academy Awards or the Oscars are actually acknowledging that. So this movie essentially is Judas and the Black Messiah. It's directed by Shaka King. It is a Best Picture nominee and centers around this true story of Black Panther leader Fred Hampton, who is played by Daniel Kaluuya, and William O'Neill, who is played by Lakeith Stanfield. Now, the man who infiltrated the political organization at the behest of the US government. It is a true story. If you haven't watched Judas and the Black Messiah as of yet, you should definitely go check it out, because let me tell you, it is one um inspiring, and it's so different to the normal rom-coms and action movies that you see. It's so different, and it's so heartfelt and passionate, and you definitely have to check it out, because it definitely is one of the good ones out there. Both Kaluuya and Stanfield are nominated for Best Supporting Actor, along with another man of color, and that is Leslie Odom Jr. for his role in One Night in Miami. Now, there's also Asian representation. This is also something that usually we don't speak about too much, which I think is absolutely amazing that people are actually speaking about this. Because guess what? There is a lot of Asian representation in the Academy Awards this year, in the 93rd Academy Awards this year, because not only Zhao is the first Asian woman and woman of color to be nominated as a director, but there are others who are also notching first, to say the least. Steven Yeun is a South Korean born American actor and is the first man of Asian descent. First, okay, let me tell you, this has been happening for so long, 93 years, and he's the first man of Asian descent to secure a Best Actor nom for his work in Minari, which in a welcome trend is also up for Best Picture. So Yoon's co-star Yoon Jung Yoon is also the first Korean woman to be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. So see, there's so many firsts that have been happening. There's also a moment for Muslim actors, because Riz Ahmed, he's one of my personal favorite actors. I absolutely love Riz Ahmed, and he is rightfully recognized for his role. He's actually nominated as Best Actor for his turn in Sound of Metal. We spoke about this movie earlier on, but yeah, Riz Ahmed is the first Muslim actor to be nominated as Best Actor for his turn in a Sana Medal. So there's so many things that are happening. It's amazing to know that there is so many good things that are happening in the entertainment industry, that people are being acknowledged for their passion and their talent and their capabilities, despite of their race and gender, religion, whatever it is. Okay, so that's definitely history in the making at the 93rd Academy Awards, or the Oscar Awards. Which is absolutely good. But before I go away, I want to remind you one little thing, okay? If you're listening in, I want to remind you to diversify, especially if you're like me and you absolutely love films and if you absolutely love movies. I want to remind you to diversify what you watch. If you tend to stick to Eurocentric movies and films, I want you to diversify a little bit. I want you to stray away from the norm a little bit. Go ahead and watch movies from other cultures. Watch movies from other creators and other directors from different cultures and backgrounds and races, because I feel like rightfully so, movies, films essentially allows us to get a little glimpse of the life of somebody else. So when you do watch movies, when you do watch stories, life stories that is portrayed through film of somebody of a different culture or different race or different background or context, you automatically tend to learn about their lifestyle or about them, which makes you more accepting as a human being. So this is a little reminder to diversify the genre of movies that you watch. Go on ahead, watch movies from different language, TV series from different cultures, so that you are going to be a more accepting human being. Now, with that being said, let's get back into more conversation, but make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.